In this lecture, we're going to learn about if constexpr. And this is a construct we have in modern C++. I think it was introduced in C++ 17, and it allows us to do conditional programming at compile time. I think we have mentioned before that modern versions of C++ allow us to do things either at compile time or at runtime. We don't have a lot we can do at compile time in current version of C++, but the number of things we can do at compile time is really increasing with each new version of C++ that is released. Again, compile time computations happen when your application is being compiled, and the results are going to be burnt into your executable binary file, and these results can be directly used by whoever is running your application. And we're going to save them time because the computation have already been done in our compiler. Again, if there is a heavy read computation that can be done at compile time, but we're doing that at runtime, every user that is going to run your application is going to pay this price. They are going to do this computation. But if we move this at compile time, our users are going to not have to do that thing at runtime, and we're going to save this time. Every user who runs your application is going to reuse the results that have been burnt into your binary. This is the idea here. And the number of things we can do at compile time increases with every new version of C++ that is released. So we can expect to do more already with C++ 20, but we don't have enough tools to really understand this. So we're going to cover what we can, and we're going to let you browse for more advanced courses or books and learn about these more advanced things. In this lecture, we are interested in if constexpr, so let's look at that. And it works like this. It is really a regular if, but you put a constexpr keyword between if and the condition. And the condition you pass must be const or constexpr, or in other words, it has to be something that you can fully evaluate at compile time. One interesting thing with if constexpr is that the branch which fails is actually going to be eliminated at compile time, and it is not going to show up in your binary. And this is something really cool. It is going to reduce the amount of code you have in your binary. Now that you have an idea about this, let's head to Visual Studio Code and actually try this. Okay, here we are in our working directory. The current project is if constexpr. We are going to grab our code from the template project and put that where it should be. We're going to go up and open this in Visual Studio Code, and we're going to do that. We're going to open main CPP and put in the code to play with if constexpr. The first thing we're going to do is set a constexpr bool variable, and we're going to call this condition, and we're going to store in false. Why not? And we're going to say if constexpr, and we're going to put in our condition, and we're going to say stdcout condition is true, and we're going to say else stdcout condition is false. Let's add our new line character here, and if we build this, it is going to build well. So the build is going to go through. And if we try to run this, we don't have a terminal. We're going to bring that up pretty fast, and we're going to do rooster. We're going to say condition is false because it is really false. And the branch for the output for the condition being true here is going to be eliminated at compile time. Unfortunately, I don't really have a way to prove this to you, but this is how C++ 20, at least any modern version of C++ is going to do this. Compile time programming is a really huge topic. It's an interesting topic. I actually encourage you to consult more advanced resources on that because it's a really interesting thing. It can save your users time because you can do the computations at compile time and save the users from doing those computations themselves, and it is going to potentially speed up how your application works. So it is a thing worth checking out, but many of the things we can do in compile time programming are really too advanced for this course, so we're going to cover whatever we can, just like we did with if constexpr here. This is really all we set out to do in this lecture. I hope you found it interesting. We're going to stop here in this lecture. The next one, we're going to learn about if with an initializer. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.